Good evening and welcome to the Tuesday, January 8th Selectmen's Meeting of the Town of Raynham. The minutes, gentlemen.
I'd motion to accept as printed, Madam Chair.
Yes, and I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain as I was not here. Department heads here? No. Committees here? No. Appointments. I have two letters in my hand that I'm going to read in reference to appointments. And this is a letter from Paul Baldy, who says that he wishes to inform the board of my interest in the open position on the Raynham Sewer Commission that resulted from the recent passing of Mr. William Nickerson. You are aware of my previous experience on the Raynham Finance Committee, which will be of great benefit to me if I am selected to serve on the Raynham Sewer Commission. Please feel free to contact me at any time. I appreciate your consideration of my interest in the open position. I think you all got that letter. This is from the Board of Sewer Commissioners to the Board of Selectmen. The purpose of this letter is to recommend that Mr. Frank Cabral, Jr. be appointed to the vacant position of Sewer Commissioner. Mr. Cabral has previously served the town of Raynham as Sewer Commissioner from 1976 to 1997, and as Sewer Superintendent from 1997 to 2009. In addition to his many years of experience, Mr. Cabral has a BS degree in civil engineering and is a registered professional engineer. The Board of Sewer Commissioners believes that Mr. Cabral is highly qualified to serve as Sewer Commissioner and will be an asset to the Sewer Commission as the town continues with its sewer expansion plans. Now, under normal circumstances, both of these letters would have gone back to the Sewer Department, the Sewer Commissioners, for their interview process and then recommendation. I don't know if you have interviewed Mr. Baldy at all.
We're aware of his background and his qualifications, and the Sewer Commission is in review of all that was available in terms of both candidates, felt that Frank Cabral had the technical qualifications to balance the commission. What we had talked about earlier, Madam Chair, is John Dolan, who's the chair of the Sewer Commissioners, wants an opportunity to speak to this, to speak to the nomination of Frank Cabral, and obviously to vote for his appointment. And according to Town Council, he needs, or is best to make that vote by teleconference as opposed to in writing, as what you've just read. So I know this is a bit awkward, but to comply with Town Council, we're going to ask for just a second to get John Dolan on the phone and let him speak to this, to his nomination and to his vote. So if you'll give me a second, and I'll do the best I can to put him on a speaker type of thing.
Have you done anything else in order to make the general public aware of this vacancy? As usual, most everybody.
Excuse me, John.
Most everybody knows that when a position has become available, it is usually until the next election.
Yeah, bear with me.
It's usually until the next election. So has anybody else approached?
No, and we've asked, there was one other candidate. Excuse me, John, I'm just answering a question by the chair.
Go ahead.
Yes, there was one other candidate, Jim Banks, and he was considered as well. And we did poll the superintendent, who's very familiar with the people in town, as well as the other commissioner. So we have that. We have had that, that perspective. Mm-hmm. John, as a lead into your comments, because let me just give you a few seconds here of background. I've mentioned to the chair that you intend to nominate Frank Cabral, and obviously, based on that, to vote for his appointment. One subject that has come up that you need to consider and make a final decision as chair on is that the appointment of this interim commissioner to fill a vacancy can go for one of two lengths, and I guess either one of them is possible. According to town council, the appointment can be, according to the warrant article that set up the enterprise, the appointment would be to the next election, or that is to fill the remainder of the vacancy until the next election. And that's according to the warrant article. Now, the other position that has just been presented by the chair is that, you know, there is some state, you know, perspective on this that says it's to be filled until the next election period, not until the end of the term that was vacant. So there's one of those two possibilities. I don't know what that background noise is.
I was hoping that the appointment would be for the unexpired term of the deceased.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm hearing on this end, and I just want to convey this to you so you're aware of this, you know, it sounds like, you know, there could be some question either way. If we go against the warrant article, there may be, you know, some concern about that. If we go with the warrant article, there may be some concern. So it's really a call, and as chair, you can make that call as far as I'm concerned. I have the input from the town council that says it's okay to fill the unexpired term, but, and maybe Madam Chair would like to speak to that further. That's as best as I can represent it. Would you like to say any more on that?
My only concern is that we would be the only community out of all of the communities in Massachusetts that would do something like that, because it always is to the end, to the next election, and not to the end of a term.
Could you hear that, John?
Yes, but that scenario is if somebody resigns. You fill the vacancy until the next election. But in the case of
I disagree.
Somebody dying in office, it's for the unexpired term.
Doesn't matter, they're still not in office, whether they've died or they've resigned, they're still not in office.
I mean, obviously, excuse me, Ray, obviously the chair doesn't agree with that, but you have the flexibility.
I believe town council agrees with that, though.
Yeah, well, that's what I have in front of me, but, so you can make your choice as the chair, which do you want to vote for? We'll vote for that, and
I would like it for the unexpired term, and the reason that I say that is we are on the last phase of our sewer expansion. And along with the other issues that we are facing, and the selectmen and the sewer commissioners know what I'm talking about, we need someone in there who has some type of expertise. Now, I don't believe anyone in town has any more knowledge about our system than Mr. Cabral. He was the very first sewer commissioner appointed by the selectmen. He has been there through all 5 phases and the start of phase 6. So I would feel very comfortable with him filling that position.
okay, John, so just to punctuate it, you're in favor of supporting filling the position till the end of the unexpired term, and you're voting to nominate him as the chair?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Thank you, John. I think that concludes your input. If anybody else has any input?
Well, the only other thing I would like to say is that I would consider his appointment as a vote of confidence for the existing sewer commissioners.
Okay. I think that point's been made. Okay, John, well,
Okay.
yep, I appreciate your input. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yep, bye.
So, to the vote, Madam Chair, I will vote in support of that appointment.
I'll second that.
I'll accept your second for discussion, and my discussion on this means, to me, I am still not comfortable with it. I still don't think it's right, and my vote would be no.
Okay.
Madam Chair, if I may make
Please.
a brief comment. I believe that we have two issues here. First is who to occupy the position, and I believe Selectman Chivo and Chairman Dolan have made their views known on that, and so in the appointment of Mr. Cabral, I believe that I would offer my deference to the Sewer Commission based on what they believe they need for expertise as we see through this $9 million expansion. Relative, excuse me, to the length of the appointment, I don't necessarily know that there's a perfect solution either way. We have interpretations from the state, but we also have town bylaws that in
Exactly.
past years the state have approved.
Exactly.
And so town council, who served with distinction and great success for the town over a number of years, has issued his opinion that this should be done in accordance with our existing bylaws that the state has previously approved. Was the deciding factor for me because I've always followed town council's guidance, and again, he's had a very successful career guiding us away from controversy and conflict. And so just to explain my point of view and my vote, those are the reasons why.
And I certainly expect and respect all the comments that you just made. And like I said, I'm just not comfortable, and therefore I cannot in good conscience say, yes, this is the right thing to do at this point in time. Mr. Cabral has done a great job for us before. I have nothing against Mr. Cabral. I just think that the system of this, the way that this has all been done, just doesn't make me feel comfortable. So at this point, let the record show that the vote is 2 votes yes, 3 votes yes, and 1 no. We have no public hearings this evening. Do we have any new business, gentlemen? Completion of old business? Well, we don't have any old business. We just did it. Town Administrator, you have a report for us this evening?
Trash transfer station passes for 2013 are being sold at the Highway Office and Selectmen's Office during regular business hours. There's a 1-month grace period before the 2013 pass is required to enter the disposal area, and that ends January 31st. The alternate or assistant wiring inspector position has been posted, and applications are due next week. The Director of Planning and Community Development position has been re-advertised, and applications are due January 15th. On the North School, I think we're ready to go out to bid now to see if we can find a lessee for that building. Notice must appear in the Central Register for a minimum of a month, so bids will probably be due in late February.
And did you need us to set a date on that?
No, because it's the calendar. I think when I can get it into the Central Register, and then at least 30 days out. So, Chief Janice let me know that the burning season is about to begin January 15th. Permits are available at the fire department now for January 15th and after. Also, in correspondence, the dog track mitigation money for the first quarter has been received, which is good news. Upcoming, we've got the Sursage monthly meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. in Easton. SMHG meeting on Thursday, January 10th at 1 p.m. We'll be setting health insurance rates for FY14. Next week, we have the Tag Day Summit for Raynham nonprofit groups. And negotiations with OPIU for January 22nd.
Any questions available?
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you.
Okay.
Either of you gentlemen have any reports?
Just very brief, I just want to comment with the somewhat unexpected snowstorm the other day. Give a lot of credit to our highway department for another phenomenal job. The past 2 snowstorms, I know in past years, we as a board have heard some comments from people as to areas that didn't get as much attention, and I think these past 2 storms, to my knowledge, the highway department has done a phenomenal job and just offer.
They do a great job.
They do.
They really do.
So.
And you know, that's a difficult thing. People think they just jump in a truck and go out there and plow some streets and everything's okay. It's really a tough job.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
one comment I might make is that, and it's had a lot of press coverage, but I certainly think it's worth repeating, is this young filmmaker, Alan Russell, who's done this story of Raynham, and it's scheduled to be shown at the Old Colony Historical Society at January 12th at 2 p.m. That's 66 Church Green in Taunton. But apparently, he's done quite a job, and there's been some good comments. So anybody that's available ought to take the time to check this out.
And we also have those films available for purchase if anyone is interested in
great,
buying those.
great.
I believe they're $25, and you can buy them at the cable station.
Yep. And I
And
noticed,
Alan does do one heck of a good job.
yep, and I noticed there's a great article by one of the esteemed reporters here in town, Mark
Oh, Mark, what's his last name?
LaRoque.
Rock. Okay. I do not have a report, as I have been out of commission for a few days, but I am back. And we can go right to correspondence. Randy did mention that we did get our first quarterly check, which was $33,736.30, which was a good thing to get, not knowing whether we were going to get any at all. Let's see, Mr. Off. Okay, let's see, do we want to read this? Yep, the law office represents the treasurer of the town of Raynham. Treasurer has directed us to file a tax lien foreclosure action on land court in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts if you do not address and resolve the tax title described herein with the treasurer by Friday, January 18th. This is a piece of property that is on 320 Titicut Road. So hopefully Mr. Oth will come in and do something about that. I'll face some pretty good fines. Mr. Buckner, the South Shore Horsemen's Council respectfully requests the review and approval from the Board of Selectmen for our use of Rosina's Field during the 2013 to conduct 3 horse shows on the following dates: May 2nd, June 23rd, and August 18th. Upon the approval, they agreed to hire the Raynham EMTs for the on-site medical service and to have access to town water as we have in the past. Thank you for your consideration. What say you?
Motion to approve.
Second the
All
motion.
in favor?
Aye.
That fit your schedule all right, wasn't it, Randy?
Yep.
Those dates. Now that we voted for it, I'll ask you whether it fit your schedule. I don't really like to do this, but I must. This is a letter that says, please find this as my letter of resignation as health agent and assistant town administrator to the town of Raynham. This resignation is by no means an easy one, but I have been offered a position of employment that I find I cannot refuse. This resignation is also submitted with great personal and professional fondness for each of you. It has been a pleasure to serve this board and the citizens of the town of Raynham. It is my opinion that you all, both collectively and individually, do a great service for your community regarding the protection of the public health as well as other issues. I am very grateful that I could be a part of that. I believe Raynham is a very fine community with good quality of life. My replacement will be fortunate indeed. I also wish to thank former Selectmen Gordon Luciano, Donald McKinnon, and James DuPont for helping to give me the opportunity to serve this community. I also wish to thank Randall Buckner and former Selectmen John Donahue and Raymond Platt for the faith that they have extended to me over the years. I will miss you all, as well as the entire government staff, in particular Gail Santos and Louis Bousquet of the Health Department, who have surely helped support the board, me, and the town at all times. I wish my last official day of employment with the town to be January 18th, 2013. With great fondness, Alan D. Perry, agent of the Board of Health.
Motion to accept with deep regret.
Yep, second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
I hated to read this letter. Alan has been such a tremendous asset to the town of Raynham. During that Triple E, he was right there, a forerunner, gathering all the other communities, fighting for what we felt was the best thing for our community. So he has done us a wonderful, wonderful service. We wish him the very, very best. The position he's been offered, he could not refuse it. He could not refuse it. So God bless you, honey. You did a great job. Champion Builders. What does Champion Builders want? Lot 28, Carriage Hill Drive, double building permit fee. I think this should go to Dennis Machado, should it not? What's he want? Money back?
Yep.
Yes.
Motion to forward to the building department for further advice.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, he seems he should have been paid, charged one thing, as he's got another. We'll let Dennis fight that out. Dear Board, this is from the firefighters. On behalf of the professional firefighters of Raynham Safety Committee, we are contacting you in order to schedule our annual meeting. At your earliest convenience, please respond with a date and time available to you to hold a meeting. Should there be a conflict, we will contact you to find a mutual available time. Thank you for your time. Respectfully, Andrew Alexander, Secretary. Joe, you have fire this year, do you not?
I thought it was you, Madam Chair, but I'd be glad to do it.
Oh, you don't have fire this year?
No.
Who do you have?
Sewer and department heads.
Okay.
But
I
I'd
will
be
be
glad
only
to-
too happy to take care of the firefighters. Would you give them a call, Randy, tell them whenever they want to meet? I'll be happy to do so with them. Okay, let's see. This is from Northeast Race Management. Dear Mrs. Smith, I just wanted to take a moment to thank you personally for the support of you, the Board of Selectmen, and Town Administrator Buckner for the 5-mile home road race held on Veterans Day. It was a pleasure to work with you during the planning and approval stages of this event, and what an event it was. With the help of the town of Raynham and some fantastic volunteers, the event was quite successful. I couldn't have been more pleased with the way it played out and the final result. When it was all said and done, there were 285 registered runners, and 252 hit the safe streets of Raynham running. With the fantastic participation combined with some very generous sponsorships, Northeast Race Management was able to donate $4,029.16 to our Homes for Our Troops, way above my expectations. With all that said, you can plan to hear from me over the summer as Northeast Race Management will be gearing up for the second annual 5-mile home next November. Again, thank you so much, and please pass along my thanks to the rest of the board. That was really, really good. Glad they raised that much money, too. And we'll see you next year. This is from the Greater Taunton, Attleboro Taunton Home Consortium. Do you need help making repairs to your home? There are several repairs that are eligible to be, give you assistance on, and they also tell you what's not eligible. And if you want any information whatsoever, Joe, you could probably speak to this. You know more about that than I do,
Yeah,
don't you?
It's a great program. There's, very strict criteria to it in terms of how long you have to occupy your house and income eligibility. But for those people, low-income individuals and senior citizens who have the need for repairs to their home but aren't financially able to do so, such as heating systems, window replacements, or roofs, that's a good avenue to go through.
It is good.
So.
It is good. So we have a phone number here. It's 508-821-1030. If you want any more information regarding this program, please contact them. And at this point in time, when everybody has got such needs, any help you can get, take advantage of it. Anything? Press time?
I guess there's a few quick things. I was wondering maybe possible someone can briefly summarize, what happened with the sewer commission tonight. What was the decision to do?
The decision evidently was to appoint Mr. Cabral for the remainder of the term of the predecessor.
Okay. What's Mr. Cabral's first name?
Frank.
Right.
And I guess from the town administrator's report, I believe it was, or from major correspondent, what is the Tag Day Summit coming up?
The Tag Day Summit comes up in...
What is that?
What is it? It's when, long time ago, people used to come in all the time, different various meetings, and request times to
Oh, okay.
do things. So what we did was we set up a calendar a few years ago, and they all come in at a certain time. Everybody makes their petitions, and we fill the whole calendar up at once.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Any emergency business? Nothing, no citizen community input?
No, just that the taxi meter is running.
The taxi meter is running. Carol is my taxi this evening because I'm still not able to drive, and I do thank her for that.
Motion to adjourn, sign the bills, no business thereafter.
Thank you.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very good, taxi's running.